Hello and welcome to week 2. This video is only for the ADJU 203 Concepts of Criminal Law class, and I wanted to spend a few minutes talking to you about the upcoming case law brief assignment. Majority of you have jumped on board, and I've seen that you've responded to by selecting your case brief, and you're on your way towards creating the assignment as is required as a midterm assignment for this course. I wanted to talk a little bit about plagiarism. Every semester I have students who for some reason ignore my warnings and copy content from the internet. And I urge you not to do this, because every semester I have to fail a number of students because they just ignore my plea to type their papers in their original words and not copy any content. And so let me just discuss a few things with you that might help those of you who possibly may be contemplating on using copy content. So first step is to select the case brief, which majority of you have done, and I'm happy to see that that's currently almost completed. The next step is for you to create a case brief draft. And so you will be able to click on the link that I've provided and go to Google Docs. You'll be able to see a PDF file of Terry versus Ohio, which is the case brief I chose to show you exactly what I want. And so for those tech savvy people that you are, you're able to basically copy that format and submit it as a rough draft. Just basically copy the format that I have in Terry versus Ohio with the face page, etc., and then just change your name on the face page, change the case title, and then start working on your IRAC headings. IRAC, as you know, is issue before the courts, rule of law, application of facts, and conclusion by the courts. Now, a few things about those IRAC headings. When you tell a story, usually you tell it in chronological order. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Well, this case law brief assignment is not in chronological order. The case law brief assignment is more like if there were 4 parts to your story, you'd be going 1, 4, 3, and then 2. And so number 1, issue before the court, is the question, is the sky blue? Number 2 is the answer, right? So which is actually the part 4 of your story. And so in part 3, application of facts, this is where you compress the story into your own words. This is as if you were sitting across the table from me and you were telling me, Professor Silva, this is what my case brief was about. These people did this crime, they were arrested, they appealed to the Supreme Court, and this is what was decided, right? And then the last section, conclusion by the court, is a conversation that the judges had in coming to their to the ruling under rule of law. So they had a conversation, and in that conversation, some of them may have disagreed. And if they disagreed, then your case law brief will also have a dissent. And in Terry versus Ohio, there's a sample of what a dissent should look like, and so you want to make sure you include that. So what's due this week, week 2? Well, the rough draft case assignment of your case law brief is due, as well as peer review. So the system will assign you 2 or 3 students that you're supposed to be reviewing their papers, and by reviewing their papers, you will see mistakes that you made on your own paper. So the main things here before we close up, it's almost 5 minutes, is that make sure you follow the sample case brief that I sent you. Make sure you do not copy any content from the internet. The only copied content that will show up and turn it in should be your IRAC headings and your face page, but everything else should be in your own words. Your paper is single-spaced, not double-spaced, and you should have 1 blank line after each heading. So 1 blank line after each heading and 1 blank line after each paragraph. And again, do not deviate from this. How will I correct this assignment? I will be looking for the rough draft. I will be looking to make sure that you follow the format that you're supposed to be following, exactly as shown on the sample brief sample that I've posted online. And when you finally submit the assignment, you'll only do it once to turn it in. Once you submit it, it will scan for any copy content and then provide me a result. And just so you know, it's color coded on my end. If I see anything in green, it shows you did a great job, everything was put into your own words, you didn't copy lawyer or legal jargon. If I start to see yellow color, yellow, red, brown, blue, usually those are the students that did not pay attention to this video and they submitted copy content, and failing grades would follow. Lastly, format errors. I urge you to pay specific attention to format. This is a case law brief. This is a criminal law class that transfers to major universities like Yale and Harvard, and so we are required by the outline, the class outline, to make sure that you know how to write a case law brief in the appropriate format. So I don't really budge any in format errors. So anyway, I'm going to conclude this video. Please email me any questions or call me. I know some of you have called me with some other issues. Some of the stuff can be handled over email, but if it gets to a certain point where we're going back and forth and doing some ping pong, I tend to ask the people to just give me a phone call and we'll clarify the issues. Again, we are now in week 2. Week 1 is behind us. There are no makeup assignments allowed, no exceptions. I know that the majority of you will complete this class successfully. Only a handful of you will ignore what I put on this video, and that's where we have the issue. So again, talk to you soon. Thank you for listening to the video, and take care.